Hey, welcome to Rust Revival Garage. Today I'm going to be replacing the window regulator and motor in this door, and it should be a fairly easy job because I've already done it. In fact, I did it about 3 or 4 months ago. If there's anything I love doing, fixing something once, it's actually going back and fixing it twice. Because apparently this motor decided that it would go down and not come back up. How do I know it's bad? I actually checked to make sure that there was power coming to the door, and I do have power. I checked the switch to make sure that there was power coming out when I flipped the switch up, and there's power coming out of the switch. So that's not the problem. It's got power. But right now, I push it, and nothing happens. So yeah, I get to do it again. Figured I've seen some videos out there on doing this, but sometimes they don't always get in real close to show you how to get the window track off of the window, and so I kind of wanted to, I had trouble doing it, so I had to figure it out myself when I did this one. So I figured I'd try to get in as close as I can, show you as much as I can in case you're doing the same thing yourself, and hopefully you won't have to do it a second time. All right, let's get to it. Now I know what somebody might say, hey, why are you going to replace the window regulator and not just the motor? Well, the regulator actually is fine, but the biggest problem is finding an easy way to get the motor onto the regulator. I just like to buy it all as one piece. So what I am going to do is take this one off, take the motor off, throw it in the trash, and maybe sell the regulator, because it actually could be fine. So I picked up one for the left and one for the right. The passenger side I'd never done before, and it doesn't work. It just barely starts to go down, barely starts to go back up. So I figured I would get both of them this time and try to get both of them done. But I only actually had this one working. So yeah, but I'll just show you this one side. So I'm gonna get it on and get that taken care of. So here's our new one. Basically this is the left side is driver's side, and going to go into the door like this. And so let's go ahead and get the old one off, and then before we can put the new one in. Okay, so there are 4 bolts on the 85, 2 down here, 2 up here. They are both 7/16, I believe. I'm going to go ahead and take the bolts off, loosen the regulator, and then be able to see if I can separate the regulator from the window. And then hopefully I'll be able to get the window up and out of the way, and then I'll be able to take the regulator out. The other thing that you want to do is remove the door handle bolts. So I think there's supposed to be 3. I've got 2. So there's 3 bolts here, and then you want to take off the bracket. That gives you a chance to get your hand down in here. This is one of the things that I do not enjoy doing, because it's very large hands fitting in very tight spaces with very sharp edges. It's just not fun. Okay, I've got the bolts removed here from the handle, so that's out of the way. Got the bracket that's out of the way, and I've got the bolts removed from here from the regulator itself. So hopefully I should be able to now be able to move this out and lift it up and then free it from the window. And hopefully I don't break the window. Alright, so I've got the window up, and I'm going to tape that off so that I have room to work the regulator away from the tracks. So what I've done, got a little bit of tape up here. It's not perfectly even, the window isn't in the track, but at least it's not going to drop back down. That'll give me a chance to work the regulator off the tracks. So as you can see, hopefully I can get some light in here. As you can see, there's the wheel here, and there's another wheel a little farther down, right about here. And there is another wheel right here on this track. So I've got to be able to slide far enough back that it can come out of this track, far enough over that it can slide down from that track, and then the window should stay where it is because I've got it all taped up. Hopefully I won't be too much in the way here. Let me go ahead and unplug the motor first. So basically I'm going to take this out. Probably can't do it with one hand. Just basically going to unplug this from the motor, and then that way I don't have to worry about doing any damage to the wiring. So I've got this unplugged from the motor. I'm just going to let that hang free out there. Now I'm going to try to see if I can get it off the track. Hoping to get it to scissor up, but it really doesn't want to move. So I basically slid it along until the track piece that was back in here dropped off. Not sure if you can see where my hands is, but the track ends right here. There's a little dip right here, a little divot. So I got the track to come to here, pulled it out, and then now it's free. As you can see, this can move, and I can take that down to the divot and pull that out. Okay, so now the entire track is free, and I just need to get it to, doesn't seem to want to scissor down. That might be part of why it failed. And this is the hardest part, getting the whole unit out. There we go. You just sort of have to continue to move it around, get these pieces to flatten out, then sort of wiggle it so that it comes out that way. You know, some serious shit went down when you find a squirrel head in the back of your truck. Now this is where I would suggest doing a thorough cleaning of your track once you've got the old one out. I've kind of already cleaned that the last time I was in here a couple months ago. So I know that the track itself is actually pretty good. I've got it lubed up. But yeah, use something in here that you can basically clean out all the dirt, debris. You might have years and years of it in there. But if you put a new one in, and it's going to fail if you don't have a good clean track for those little plastic wheels to roll along. Just going to give it a little spruce up, as they used to say. And the trick with the new motor and regulator is going in motor first. And while I've got it here, I want to plug in the motor. If I can find the cord anywhere. Alright, so I got a good click. So my motor is connected. Now I just want to rotate it around, because what I need to do is get this wheel in the little dimple, this wheel back here, or no, this one is actually for down here in this inside track, but I want to get this back wheel in back here, the other wheel in the little dimple that's up here. Top one is in. Let's see if we can get the bottom one, the back one in. My window came down. All right, let's see if we can get this back wheel. The back wheel is in. And now I just need to slide it down, and that's it. As you can see, this wheel, I put it in the back of this track, so it's slid in. This one, I entered in over here, and it's slid in. And you can see back in there, the dimple that's here, that wheel, I put it in this spot here and slid it down. So the window is in the track, and the hard part is now to get the motor so that these, I gotta get these two screws, these two bolts, I mean there's a bolt here and a bolt here, have to line up to come in here. So, best way to do that I found is to actually power it on, use the switch, and let the motor drive itself until it lines up with these holes. Okay, so the posts are right here. Just going to see if I can slide it down so that it is lined up. just doesn't want to roll. And fun stuff. Cut the fingers. But yeah, getting it lined up in the tracks, sliding it down, it's just not easy. Let me go take care of this. Okay, the problem I was having, I had actually gotten the base part down. The motor was on the other side, but there's actually a little plate that it rests on right down here. Let's see if I can get some light in there. There's actually a plate that it rests on, and I needed to get this section right here over that. It wasn't letting me get past that. So once I can get it around here, I can go ahead and get it back up on the tracks. There we go. Now, this one's got to come back. To the divot. Now, if I can just get it to roll. Let me see if I can adjust. There we go. And I got my cord cut. All right. Now, all the wheels are in the track. And I can bring the window up. And hopefully get it to line up. There's one. Come on, baby. Got one bolt lined up. Now where is the other one? Good thing I said this would be easy. Guaranteed to jinx it. So I've got the other bolt lined up. Doing this to hold it for now. And of course, gotta take off the glove, even though it's bleeding like crazy. Windows in the track. Everything's looking nice and tight. I think I'm going to get a bigger washer on this one. And then, hopefully, I'm lined up down here too. So I've got the bolts on here. I'm still in the tracks in here. The window is in the track along here, which is something you got to make sure of. And just need to tighten the bolts down and put back on the bracket. Yep. Got the brackets back in. Door handles on. Alright, so that's going to do it for this episode. Didn't want to be doing this, but pretty much had to. The old motor was shot, and no choice. Got to get my window back up. So that's basically how you install the window regulator and motor in a 73 to 87 square body. Should apply to pretty much most of those years. Still got to do the other side, but figured I'd at least show you how I did this side. Please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.